Ooh, welcome and welcome back to the channel, guys. Y'all can see this is an old 2000 model Concorde, I think, the older model. All right, guys, what I'm getting ready to do is program a key. Now let me explain something to you guys. This is the key, original key. They need an extra key. It's been a rash of key programming that has failed. All right, now y'all see the scan tool I need for this task, right? My old DRB scan tool. We can pull this off, but what's been happening lately, guys, is we've not been able to program the key. Now the normal procedure is customer come in, I want a key. So the ticket will go to the parts department. Parts department will get a key, cut a key, give it to the mechanic. It's only two people in here got a DRB, me and another guy. He'll go to program a key, and the key won't take. So what happens is a wasted key. All right, it's easy to tell a customer, yeah, we can't program your key. All right, but it's not so easy to tell a customer you still have to pay for the key that we just programmed. So what ended up happening is we'll eat the key. The dealership will end up paying for a key that never got programmed, and the key is wasted at this point because parts done already cut it. So I have a workaround on that, guys. At least this was my bright idea to fix that. How about we take a key and try to program it first and see if it take the programming, and if it do, then sell the job or then get the key cut. Okay, the problem with that is you would need a way to turn the ignition switch. All right, now I had quite a few valet keys. These valet keys, a little black key, they ain't no more than $1, $2. I keep 2 extra in my toolbox at all time, so I'm all out from the last one I've done. All right, so that's not a good option because I'm in the hole at that point and I'm not being compensated. All right, let me tell you what happened for the workaround that. Okay, now in order to program a key, guys, the ignition has to be on, right? All right, you can't have the old key. You can turn this, but you can't pull it out. Now here's the new key that they gave me. Notice it's not cut yet because I told them to hold off on cutting it. Let me see if I can program it first. The only downside is that I have to have the ignition on and this key out of sight. It does not need to be near the skim module because the skim module will try to pick it up and it will flag the reading as it's key already programmed. So, which begs the scenario question: how am I going to get this key out of the proximity and the new key in the proximity with the key with the ignition on? Okay, I can't program that until I'm getting power supply from the ignition switch to the system. I can't turn this because it's not cut yet. So what do? You improvise, guys. This is the way I do. I'm not sure you guys will be able to do this. You'll be able to do the mechanical function, but as far as programming, it's a different story. So what I'm going to do, guys, that's why I have the column busted up. I'm just going to merely take the key, original key. You need the original key to turn the lock cylinder. I'm going to take the key, or I'm going to take this skim module off. It's not much more work, guys. So if you want to get paid, you just got to improvise a little of your time. Spend a little of your time doing this. All right, so in order to pull this off, I need the ignition switch on, this key out of the vicinity. But the only problem is I can't turn the ignition on with the blank key. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to rig it up, okay? Now, in order to rig it up, what I want to do is take this lock cylinder out. All right, so what I'm going to do to relieve or to remove this lock cylinder, this skim module has to come out of the way. So this is a screw right here. Where is it at? Right here. So let me take the skim module out of the way so I can turn this lock cylinder and simply remove the lock cylinder out of the housing, so it will appear to be on. It will actually be on because I'm going to use the insert to turn it on. Stay tuned. I'm going to show y'all what I'm talking about. Alright, guys, so with the skim module out of the way, I can now gain access to the release tab right here. So I'm going to take the original key right here and put in the ignition switch, turn it, grab a sharp object and just push this in. The goal is to remove the lock cylinder out. There you go. So now I have the lock cylinder. So now technically the ignition switch it's on. Right? Yeah, you can see the lights on. So ignition switch on. Now I can merely simulate my skin module being in place. And now I can also proceed with verifying if the new key would program without physically turning the lock cylinder, because I have the lock cylinder out, but the ignition switch is on. I hope y'all followed me, because that was exhausting. So now I can go to my DRB and proceed with the scan, or to see if it'll scan, or to see if it'll take the key programming. All right. So I'm already here. Now let's go to no, we're going to programming keys. All right, enter. Remember, I have the new key in the vicinity of the skill module. Okay, put new key in. I have a new key in. Enter. All right, enter pin. I have my security secret pin here, which you need to get your key program. All right, I have the pin in. Now let me hit enter. Is the pin correct? 7647. 7647. I just verified it's correct. Are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. Press enter. It's trying to program it. Hey, it worked, guys. Programming key successful. Now, that's what I wanted, guys. Okay. Now, it's okay to take this key and get it cut. That way we did not waste a key, guys. The whole point in doing all of this is to avoid wasting keys. On the older cars, for some reason, and plus this is an OEM key. I see this Chrysler emblem right here. Sure, you can buy these off eBay or Amazon, but I don't know why some of them not working. It's like a 70% chance it's going to work the proper way or not. But don't nobody else want to go through all this when I'm doing. I don't mind. It's fairly easy. Now what I'm going to do is take the original key and lock cylinder and simply put it back in. Go cut. See, there you go. All right. It is now in. Blah, blah, this. Go get the key cut to where it's supposed to be cut. And I now have a new working key. Now see this? So let me go get this key cut, guy, and we're going to verify together if it actually worked. All right. Y'all with me? Are y'all following me? I want to make sure y'all following me. See what I'm saying? We're not wasting keys anymore. These are $50 keys, I think, here at the dealer. They probably $10 on Amazon. But at any rate, the dealership been eating keys. So in order for us to keep getting this work, I had to come up with a JT way to pull it off. And this is my JT way. Now I'm going to bolt this skill module back in properly. And let me go get this key cut, guys. Stay tuned. All right, guys, here we go. Now see this? Got the brand new key and the old key. Let's try the door first, see if it works. Uh-oh, that's a good sign, guys. It works in the door. Now, let's see if it, let's see if it actually starts the car. Here goes nothing. I mean, the computer, my scan tool said it programmed successful. So let's see. Starts and do not stall. That means it was programmed successfully. Okay, guys, there you have it. Like I say, guys, the only reason I'm going through all that motion, and it's really not that much, guys. We get paid, what, 7/10? A half hour. I had to talk management into going up an extra 2/10 because of this extra feature I have to do. All right. I don't mind doing it for extra 2/10. Why not? I don't know how they passing that on to the customer, if they're doing it at all. We're not trying to get rich off key programming. All right, but we're tired of eating keys because the parts manager and the service manager are always duking it out. And they always go, well, who's going to pay for that key? I ain't paying for it. I ain't paying for it. Nobody wants to pay for a key, and the dealership end up eating it, and it becomes a mess. So my workaround that is to simply try to program the key before it is actually cut. Okay, you can always put a non-programmed key back in stock. You can't, however, put a cut key back in stock. It's ruined at that point. All right, guys, man. Whew, I got through this. I'm glad. Hope y'all got something out of this. It starts and run. I'm good. That's all I have, guys. Thanks for watching. Comment, subscribe. Old 2000. What did I say? Dodge Concorde? Chrysler Concorde? I wonder what's under the hood. I probably shouldn't Let's see, guys. I'm nosy. What was they doing back in 2000? Who was around? Tom Cook, was you around? I mean, look at the grill, guys. Yeah, this is an old one. Let's see. And it is, whoa, 3.5, the older model 3.5. Yes, now guys, this is the 3.5 that was, what they call it when the timing belt break and it will not hit the piston. God, I'm brain dead right now. Interference. Okay, this is the year. Remember, guys, there's a split year when the 3.5 became, interference. Okay, I think 09 and up, emissions got tighter, which means you have to keep that cylinder head, the piston, closest to the valves as possible. Okay, it was all about emissions at that point. So a lot of the imports was already doing that. That helps lower emission and increasing compression, I want to say. But this engine is not interference. Okay, which means that the timing belt break, the chances of the valves, piston hitting the valves is slim. All right, so that's not the case on this. All right, I'm done. I'm getting off topic, guys. I didn't mean to get off topic. I just want to take a peek at this engine. Key is programming done. Thanks for watching.